Get up, DC. Right now at 6 a.m., we are under a weather impact alert as Tropical Storm Debby moves toward the DMV. This is what's coming our way. Rain already in our area, but the big impacts of the wind and the potential for flooding will reach us by tonight. It will create some very dangerous conditions, and this is why we are under that weather impact alert.
Taking a live look right now from our Earth Cam in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, about 2 hours north of where Debby made its second landfall about 4 hours ago near Charleston, South Carolina. But as you can see, heavy rain is still coming down there as well. Now, the storm has already dumped more than a foot of rain in parts of Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina, sparking flash flooding, even tornadoes in some spots. At least 5 people have been killed, and now that storm is moving our way.
We have team coverage this morning to help you get ready. We have Marcella Robertson in Alexandria, Miri Marshall riding around in Eco 9.
And Jonathan and Lindsay tracking your forecast and what's going out there on the road. A lot of traffic impacts out there. We are already seeing rain in our area, but Jonathan, the big impact from Debby will be between 10 tonight and 10 tomorrow morning, right?
Yeah, prolific rainfall as well as the potential of severe weather, Allison. That's what we're tracking most closely. We are going to be on the worst side of the system, if you will. It will be remnants as it comes by us. But what that means is still we're going to have the potential of heavy rain, the potential of some flooding, and also the potential of some severe weather. So this is going to be for Thursday into Friday. Weather impact alert now is posted. 1 to 4+ inches of rain. There's a potential of some flooding and could be some flooding that we're talking about, especially out to the west and south of us, especially over some of those more mountainous locales that can't handle the rain as well, even though they are under an extreme drought over western portions of Virginia and into West Virginia. That's where some of that heavy rain could fall, and some of that could fall in just a couple hours of time. Move any outdoor plans indoors. That's what I would do for today and for tomorrow. I know I'm not going to be spending time outside with this. And also download our WSA 9 app so you can stay on top of these storms as they move in. Debby's impacts for today, again, well, at least we'll have cooler temperatures, but that's really kind of the only good part about it. Some on and off showers in the morning, and then some heavier rain comes for the afternoon and into this evening. Notice by tomorrow morning, getting a core of the system moving to the west of the district, and then some of those stronger storms begin moving toward us by about 8 a.m. I'm going to plan out exactly when they're going to hit your morning commute coming up in a couple of minutes, so you want to stick around for that. But speaking of the rain, we've got Miri Marshall and Eco 9 this morning traveling on some of the roads in Virginia on the Beltway. How are we doing out there this morning? It's still pretty wet.
Oh, it's absolutely damp out here, Jonathan. You can take a look right now and see that roads are wet. There is a little bit of backsplash. I don't know if you can notice that. That's one of the main issues that you have when you are driving in these types of conditions. So rain is light to moderate right now. It hasn't been the heaviest just yet. We did run into a few pockets of heavier rain. Anytime also that you have any of those bigger trucks, you know, they're carrying things that we need, but they also kick up even more of that backsplash of water. So that's what you'll be dealing with this morning as you make your way around. So we are in Virginia. We're right now on 495 South. We just passed the 50 and 29 exit to head toward Fairfax and Arlington. So we're going to continue to drive around the region just to show you what it's going to be looking like out here. But the main story is that as that rain comes down and it's heavier, it will be harder to see more in front of you, and so that could cause you to slow down with your visibility being reduced. Also, you won't have as much traction with your tires on the road either because of obviously the wetness and if there's any water ponding. So right now you can still get out, still looks half decent to drive through, but just be aware of those hazards. And now we're going to send things over to Lindsay for breaking traffic.
Yeah, Mary, you did mention a few of those tractor trailers kicking back that water on the roadways. We also have 2 major crashes right now involving tractor trailers causing heavy delays. Here's a live look for you at standstill traffic on the inner loop of the Beltway in Silver Spring. This is due to an overnight crash involving 2 semis that first popped about 11:30 last night. Crews have been working on it steady since then, so these delays on the inner loop have been building up since then as well. Thankfully, we're not completely closed down, but we do have 2 lanes closed with an extended closure expected. That's going to be right around Georgia Avenue. Exit 31A is where you see those major delays. You can hop south of that and take Highway 410 instead. And then over in Haymarket, 66 westbound completely closed down at Route 15. This is due to a vehicle over a guardrail as well as a jackknife tractor trailer. You can hop south of that and take Lee Highway to skip those delays instead.
6:04 is the time right now. When severe weather hits, it's important to be ready. And that's why we've issued this weather impact alert for today and tomorrow. And right now, county and state leaders across the DMV are working to make sure that you are ready.
Annie's back in studio now to walk us through the resources available to you. And Annie, Jonathan's been saying the big threat to us will be flooding.
Yes, we are expecting it to dump a ton of rain in the DMV. So right now is the time to download our free WUSA 9 mobile app to your phone. If you haven't done so already, you're going to get up to the minute alerts to keep safe and informed. And I also want to share some other resources available for you to keep you and your loved ones safe. First, you know it doesn't take much around here for roads to become potentially dangerous. So it is best if you can avoid driving during the heavy rain and the worst of this storm as it moves in tonight into tomorrow. Transportation officials in Virginia are urging you to check road conditions before you head out. You can do this by going to 511virginia.org, which you will see right here, or simply calling 511. This will give you real-time traffic information. In the Maryland side, Montgomery County officials urging residents to sign up for Alert Montgomery, and you can do that by going to the county's website. The county has flood monitors across the area. They actually have sensors that can warn before actual flooding takes place. So this is a great resource, and this alert system can help you with the latest flood risk. Also, a number of jurisdictions are still offering sandbags to residents. We've been sharing that information with you over the past few days, including Calvert, St. Mary's, and Prince George's counties in Maryland, as well as Alexandria, Virginia, specifically that Old Town area. And I want you to take a look at this photo from the City of Falls Church. If you look closely here, it actually shows you the correct way to use sandbags. So there is a method to this. They should be overlapping with no gaps. A number of people were out yesterday picking up those free sandbags in Alexandria, and that is where we find our Marcella Robertson this morning. And Marcella, I mean, it is known that the Old Town neighborhood typically sees a lot of flooding during storms, and I'm sure you've spoken with many residents there who say that they see flooding even if it's just a little bit of rain and people are just doing everything they can to keep water out of their stores and homes.
Yeah, absolutely, Annie. I mean, unfortunately, it doesn't take much if you're familiar with this area here in Old Town. And you can see the sandbags you were talking about, that technique that the City of Falls Church put out. This is what you're talking about. No gaps here between those sandbags. And so this is just one of several businesses out here in Old Town that have the sandbags out already. Some have them up as a barrier, just kind of as that first line of defense. Others kind of have them on the side ready for standby, ready to put them out as well. But as you mentioned there, the City of Alexandria handing out sandbags as well. A lot of resources for people this morning and throughout the rest of the day. They were handing out those sandbags yesterday. You have another chance to get those sandbags today. It's going to happen at 133 South Quaker Lane from 3 o'clock until 7 o'clock tonight. And whether people have been here for a long time or whether you're a new resident, they say anything helps to be covered when you have a chance of flooding. Take a listen.
I live at the bottom of a hill near King Street, and so a lot of rain comes down. Not concerned, but I just want to keep my basement dry.
Yeah, so definitely not panic, but just it's important to be prepared. So some other things that city leaders say you can do to make sure that you're not going to experience any flooding or water in your home is to make sure that all those gutters are cleared. Also important to kind of canvass your home. If there are any cracks, you want to make sure those are sealed before it gets too bad. And then also check your sump pumps. If you rely on your sump pump to keep your home dry, really important to make sure that is working properly. But again, back out here live, you know it can change really quickly. And we're right here where I'm standing here along King Street and Union. It can change very quickly, and as soon as high tide comes up and there's a significant amount of water, what you're standing in is pretty much anywhere from a couple of inches to a foot of water. And so residents out here again preparing with those sandbags, trying to do everything they can to be prepared for what Debbie brings. Back to you guys.
And that's in a heavy rain, so this storm, yeah, it really could get pretty dangerous out there. Marcella, thank you so much, and you can count on us to stay with you throughout this storm, even when we're not on the air. We're streaming on WUSA 9 Plus. It's free for Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, and most streaming platforms.
Now, right after Get Up DC at 7 a.m., Jonathan will have a live streaming update on the forecast, and he'll update us again on Get Up DC at 9 a.m.